Warning, this program contains strong language and content that might require actual thought and critical thinking. Viewer discretion is advised. It's that time. Time to kick off your shoes, time to get grounded and reclaim your magic, and time to fly. We are the Barefoot Bangarang Tribe, and this is Tarot with an Attitude, featuring the Bangarang man himself, the Reverend Rob Lee. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tarot with an Attitude. Reverend running and hitting the button a little late. Sorry about that. Welcome, everybody that's coming in. Slow but sure. Glad to see it happening. Hope everybody is having a bangarang day. This is a wonderful day. Let's find out what's going on. Let's see what's happening. It is July 15th, 1 and 5. You know, the 15 in the tarot, when we look at the major arcana, that is absolutely the devil card. And what we think about the devil is we think about addictions. We think about things that we're trapped. We also tend to think about things that are luring us in, that are tempting us or whatnot. There is a side of our nature that we look at with that 15 and that devil card to understand, okay, that it's trapping us, but we get into some things that we don't need to be into and we need to be a part of. Or we don't need to be a part of, and we allow ourselves to stay trapped. 7-15. Now, here's the beauty of the 15. 1 and 5 becomes 6. It's breaking away. So we go from the devil, the 15 card, okay, of the tarot. When we look at it, we go to the 6, okay, 1 and 5, which means breaking away, moving in, finding some new things, freeing ourselves from those things which are holding us back, that we have allowed to trap us. Yes, there are times we have allowed these things to happen and come in and bring things on that, you know what, we didn't need to be. Some of it was, you know, I don't know a lot of people that do this intentionally. You know, it just doesn't happen. Monica, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. It is July 15th. People are coming in slow but sure. I was a little late on the button, and I think it threw some people off. So grab your coffee, enjoy. Let's get down to being the Bangarang Tribe or whatnot. We're talking about today being 7-15, and 15 in the tarot would be the devil card. And, you know, and what we've tied ourselves to, you know, it's one of those things. Good day, my beautiful soul family. Love to you all, and bangarang. Yes, bangarang, Tammy. Thank you for being here. People popping in. Good morning. Glad to see you, Christina. I know I was a little late, which threw some things off. Now, here's what I want to talk about, though. First off, okay, let's do what we all know what we need to do. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, spirits, guides, angels, universe, powers, thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you for allowing us this opportunity. And thank you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Open our hearts and minds. Let us know we're here. Let us know you're there and that we need to remember we love you. We call on you in times of problems. And you know what? It's time to call on you to say, thank you. Good morning. I'm glad you got my back. So, mote it be. That's what I'm talking about. Did we start today? Here we go. 7-15. You know, again, I was saying earlier, the 15 being the devil card in the tarot, but the irony is 1 and 5 is 6, breaking free, setting yourself loose, taking off and chucking off those chains. You know, today I was looking at, you know, perspective and power and different things like that. And let me show you the cards I got this morning to give the title, the, you know, what it is. Free tarot, you know, perspective on everything. Let me bring up my camera and show you these beautiful cards that I received this morning. All right. And I ask sometimes what's going on. Yes, I went to my shamanistic deck. I went to, what's the name of this deck? My brain just went completely south. I love this deck. It's a very shaman-based deck or whatnot. It takes a look at things from a very positive aspect or whatnot, but look at the beautiful animals and the hanged man and the nine of feathers, nine of wands, nine of feathers, nine of air. What does that mean? Nine. When we think of the version of the nine, we always think of manifesting, bringing things in, helping things, bringing things into reality. But we need to remember the nine of feathers is generally an anxiety card, you know? And what I find very ironic here when we talk about are we manifesting some of our own anxiety, some of our own fear? And this is talking about perspective and self-empowerment in this deck. The creator of this deck is wanting you to see instead of worry, bangarang. This would be the bangarang card in this deck. This is the deck of what you put out, you get back, where you concentrate, where your energy goes, or whatnot. But the message that I got here, above all else, was that in the 19 in the hanged man, okay, it's perspective. Things we bring into anxiety, things we worry about, things we deal with, maybe it's our own perspective, and we need to turn around and look at things and be willing to look at things from a different perspective. By changing your perspective, sometimes it takes things that are horrible and moves them into, you know what? It's okay. That's what we're here for. That's what this is about. For my new people that are coming in, welcome. Come on in. I know today's moving a little slow. Pop your questions in, put them in. Everybody, make sure you reach up, hit the like button for me. And if you're new, hit the subscribe and share. Pop your questions in. I'm on several different channels. It'll be in there or whatnot. Find me there and just allow for a delay. Put your question in and see what happens. Let's see where this goes. Perspective. I'd like to hear from you. What is something that you changed your perspective on in life, and all of a sudden it made things feel better? One of my biggest moments in perspective was with family. It was with my dad, okay? My dad was always a source of anxiety for me, fear, pain, struggle, control. It was always that for me. And one day I realized I'm giving him that power. We were standing on a soccer field watching my youngest play soccer when I saw him on the other side of the field. And I was like, what's going on here? What's happening? This doesn't make any sense. He's always here. And he was in a mood. He was in a moment. And this wasn't when maybe the delusions had already started or whatnot, but he was miserable. He's just completely miserable. And therefore, the only way he could perceive of misery is everybody was doing him wrong. And guess what? Once I realized that was his perception, not mine, and that this isn't, I remember sitting there going, not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't have to play this game. I was able to free myself from the anxiety because I changed my perspective of what was going on. I actually felt more pity than anything else. So let's talk about that. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening. But bangarang, good morning, everybody. Let's see what's going on. That's the message that I was given this morning. That's the message that I was told to share, is a lot of what we're worried about. We need to change our perspective. It was funny. Yesterday, when I get to feeling bad and I get to feeling weird, we all become stagnant, and we all have a time where we actually sit down and we forget what we have, what we do. And I was in that kind of place, and I was like, you know what? I got to get out of this. So I got in my golf cart, okay, went up the street, went to my clubhouse, got in my pool that is very resort-esque, and I'm sitting there in the water, bobbing around, talking to God and looking, going, how many people will spend thousands to go on vacation in a place that I live? This is absurd. It's our perspective on how things are, what's going to be, what's going to happen. Bangarang, that's some of those things we have to remember that we're going to use and choose. And we get to choose what we worry about, where we put our efforts, and where we go. So when we do this, let's talk about, how do we make choices? So we're going to ask Spirit to talk to us and tell us, what do we need to remember? How do we make choices? Because a lot of things we're reacting to when we realize we have a choice and we don't think we do. How do we take a look and how do we help make choices when we realize it? How do we slow down? What do we do here? So I'm going to ask Spirit to come close. I'm going to ask Spirit to tell us, when we're making choices, how do we make choices? How do we break these things? I'm going to bring this over this way so it actually gets a little bigger and everybody can see the cards, and I can put more cards out on the table. All right. So when we're making choices, how do we make those choices? What do we do? Where do we go? Choices are huge for us. And a lot of times we're making choices out of our own perspective. How do we take a look at some of these things and change our perspective? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So look at what happens here. We have the 9 of feathers coming right back up. But again, this is right. This came reversed. So I want you to remember that this came reversed because it's talking about what we worry about. What are we doing? We put an emphasis on things for us. The 6 of crystals, here we go. Being earth, being grounded. Where do these beautiful lemurs have their home? In the ground. Are they there? They're packed. They're looking out. It's not always about us. It's not always about what we think, what we feel. There are other people involved in our life, and these people are looking to us to help give back and to help other things. So we've got to sometimes, there are times we need to stand by what we need to stand by, but there are other times we need to remember this one, a member of my tribe, a member of my pack, a member of my family, a member of my unit, whatever it may be, may need my attention and may need some support in something they believe. Because after all, you're all in it together. We're all in it together. The high priestess, using your intuition, understanding. Don't let somebody always tell you that the book says what's right or wrong. The intuition will come, and remember to follow your heart. Everything's not written in stone. Everything's not written in black and white. So it's okay to try new things. It's okay. Remember, don't make your decisions based on opinion. I love this. The octopus, the wheel. Everything changes. There is different perspectives and different things you can do to look at what's going on around you. When you're making your choices, remember, can this choice be undone? Can I try something new? Or what's different? I'm making a choice based on what's happening in my life right now today. But is it going to be this way tomorrow, the next day, the next year, the following week? Those are going to be the things. The 5 of feathers. You know what? A lot of times we create our own confusion in our mind. We allow our mind to come in and we start with the anxiety. We start with the worry. We start with the what are people going to think? And we start overthinking things rather than allowing spirit to come in and help you make a decision. The 8 of feathers. We refuse to move forward. We refuse to get off of our little stump and get out of our own little world and move forward and see, oh, there's a great big world out there around us. That's what we have to look at whenever we're making decisions and whenever we're making choices. That's what's going on. And I hope that helps somebody. Let me know what's happening. Krishna, when will I meet my life partner and partner personality something? You know what? I don't do those readings because it's going to be when you're ready. When are you ready for love? All right, you may think you're ready for love. Let's ask this. What does Krishna need to know about what she needs to do to meet her life partner? And a lot of this, Krishna, is going to depend on you. Are you happy within yourself? Do you love yourself? Can you enjoy life? And are you living a great life without the presence of somebody else? Remember, somebody coming into your life should be an accentuation, not an actual necessity for bringing those people into your life. Your happiness should not depend on anybody else. That's going to be one of those things. So we're going to go here. I'm going to bring something up I have on my computer that allows me to remember some things, because my brain at 60, I had a stroke when I was 40. My memory is not what it used to be. So I have to have little props and prompts. But let's talk about Krishna, when I will meet my life partner and partner personality something. We're going to do one. You want to do an in-depth reading, Krishna? Book a session, okay? When will I meet my life partner? And here's what I'm going to ask. When will Krishna meet her life partner? One, the first thing we're going to ask, when you realize, okay, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to put a lot of this on you, back on you. A lot of people don't like that, but that's what I do, Tarot with an Attitude. You're in charge of your life. If you're sitting back waiting on somebody to drop into your lap, have a good lonely time, okay? Or just be ready to sift through the chaff, as they would say. All right. One of the things is, when you realize, Queen of Crystals, okay, your worth, what you do when you become grounded, when you realize, here's where I need to be, when you take care of you, when you learn to protect you and learn to live alone, these are going to be some of the things. When you accept, okay, and what I'm seeing here is there are some family, some traits, that there are some things that you need to change to be around, to be with other people. When you understand it's not all about you, okay? When you accept the fact that you do need somebody else to help you, guide you, or will accept guidance, maybe that's going to be the thing. But what I'm getting here is the giving back. This isn't all about somebody coming in to make you feel better. You have to help make them feel better. And if you don't make yourself feel better, you can't help somebody else feel better. And Spirit is protecting them from you. There's a transformation that needs to be made. When you acknowledge that you have to become the woman that somebody would want to be around, okay? The Death's Head Moss here is here to understand that you have to let certain ideas go and bring in some new things. Allow change. Change is going to be necessary. So there's something in your life that needs to change. And then when you, okay? The Four of Crystals. This card actually came upside down, okay? When you get up and take charge of your life, and when you start to move forward, when you build what you want. I remind people that always ask the same question, when you're out doing what you want to do, living your life, enjoying being free, you will meet someone that is enjoying doing what you want to do. If we're sitting at home being a wallflower and waiting for somebody to go, hey, let's go do this, we got to go do that, or whatnot, you're always doing what somebody else wants. What do you want out of life? You have to go do that. You have to go make that happen. You have to perform this. Go live, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And in that is when you will be able to cross paths with someone. That's the actual answer to your question. Bangarang, you can make this happen. All right. Personality depends on who you bring into your life. Nobody can truthfully answer that question for you, Krishna, because again, it's going to be your decision of who you allow to come into your life. All right. I'd love to do more reading for you. Let me know. Right down here is how to book a session. Natalie, welcome, Bangarang. Good to see you. Welcome back. Glad you are here. Tammy, yes, Rob, I've been changing my perspective with my mom. I've had to completely disconnect. Isn't that amazing? From her toxicity. I love her, but just have to let her go. We're always told. I wound up, you know what? Because if you don't let their toxicity go, and one of the things we had, Gilly and I did, when my dad spiraled, really downward spiral, downhill, and we lived right next door, okay? And he was having these really bad delusions or whatnot as his brain deteriorated. I'm an only child. I became the essence of everything wrong in his life. It was vile. The last 2 to 3 years of his life were vile. Okay, for anybody around him, it was hard. Everybody was glad to see him go. Okay, but one of the beautiful things, Gillian helped me, my wife, with perspective, and she helped me understand perspective. Whenever he would come over and knock on the door, she would say, I will handle it. Because she wasn't as attached to him as I was, she could look at him with a different perspective. When her mother would call and need something, I would handle it as much as I could. Her mother was in Massachusetts at the time. But understanding how other people, and here's the thing, you need to understand, it's easy to school somebody on what to do, and how to deal with this until it's your people you're dealing with, because it becomes hard. The heartstrings and those things, and those are somebody we've spent years being taught we have to respect them. We have to do this. We have to do that. And guess what? After a while, you don't have to respect somebody that has done bad actions. You can remember, you could say, you know what, you've made choices to live your life this way, and that's what's going on. So yes, it becomes much easier once you change perspective of who people are in your life and where they actually resonate within your life. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, ladies. Everyone, glad you're here. Michael, welcome. Starlight, hello. Glad to see you, Starlight. Welcome. This is the Barefoot Bangarang Tribe. Come on in, get barefoot. Remember, what you put out, you get back. I'm here, answer questions, pop a question in, just be patient. I'm on 5 or 6 different channels right now. Pop it in and I will get to you. Just be patient and let it sit. So that's good. Michael, Rob, I turned 60 on Sunday, and it's taken me the last decade to figure out what happened to my 4. I hear you, brother. I hear you. You know what? 50 was not as rough on me, or 40 was really not as rough on me as 50, 55, and then 60 hit me hard. 60 hit me really hard, okay? And you start looking at it, and then you know what you'll find out and what you'll see as you start looking back? Some of it is we have to take responsibility, and we realize that these are our choices. Our life was our choices. Well, but other people, yeah, but we could have told them no. We could have told them no. I firmly believe one day we're going to be able to sit down, once we transcend, we move on, we're going to be able to sit down with a huge projector that plays our life, and we go right here. What if I just, all the yes or no's said no? And then play my life out, where would my life be? Where, if I would have just put boundaries and said no? Or if I had said yes, one of those things. I think that will be it. Or we're either going to get to that point where now we realize it and we're like, okay, it doesn't matter. That was my life. It's time to move on. And it is. It's as folks, you youngins out there, the older you get, the more you reminisce, the more you look at your decisions, the more you do a thing. But I caution you, our life is still there. We get to move forward. We get to have fun. We still get to make choices. Okay. And that's beautiful. If I can ask, my question is, what will happen in my art career? I'm worried and I feel very bad. All right. Yep. Remember, Starlight, just post once. It's okay. All right. I'll get to you, but thank you. I'm worried, so, and it's funny that we're talking about that. Go back, start the show over. Look at this. Worry. Today is the 15th. All right. And I told people earlier, the 15th in the tarot world, that would be the devil card. What you've changed it to, and it's your perspective. What are you worried about? Do you see the possibility of failure? Are you bringing that into your life? Here's what we need to know. So we're going to ask, and I'm trying to determine which deck to use here. Okay. What will happen in my art career? I'm going to tell you the same thing I told this other lovely young lady. What happens in your art career is, where are you putting it all? How much are you willing to stick to? What are you willing to do? What does Starlight need to know about art career? Artists are notoriously broke. They're notoriously, they don't have a lot of money. They don't get their needs met. A lot of times that's the way it is. Don't shoot the messenger. But a true artist will get their happiness from being able to spend time in their art. If you're allowing that other, thank you. This is really coming into me heavy, and I'm feeling it on my head. Starlight, if you start to worry more about other things and the art takes a back seat, that's when the art will fail because we start to worry about other things. I went through this just a little bit ago in my when I took my month off in June, roughly. It was like a whole hiatus, you know, and that's what's going on. So Starlight, here we go. I'm going to bring the angel cards out. Let's see what we've got here. All right. Starlight wants to know about her art career. All right. And again, this is very quick. So make sure you understand if you really want to go into detail about career moves, things like that. I have my master's in social work. I have been a registered social work intern with the state of Florida, done counseling, therapy, things like that. Now I do coaching, spiritual counseling, transformational coaching, or whatnot. If you need some help, book a session and I'll be able to work with you on it with or without the tarot. All right. Let's find your direction and find out what you need and what's going on. I'm curious about what's bringing the doubt. Okay. I'm curious about what's bringing the doubt. So, what does Starlight need to know in order to become successful? You know, here we go. I don't read these cards up down. Ada Michael. I'm going to bring these out and let's see what we get here, and then I'll read them right straight across. We're going to go with 3. Okay. All right. What I'm getting at here is you're looking for Ada Michael, you made a decision, you moved on it, but you kind of got lost in here somewhere with your art. Something happened. You got to take off the blindfold and let spirit and let your guides lead you down the path you need to go. What I'm really picking up is other people are chattering in your ear. You're hearing this, you're letting other things get away from it. Allow your spirit and ask them to show you the direction you need to go. The 10 of Ariel is showing that things are okay. Things will be okay, but they're going to have to change. There are some things you're going to have to make changes on to make this world. Nothing stays the same. You're not going to create something. All of a sudden, everything just opens up and it's going to pour down on you. That's not what's going to happen. You're going to have to change as the world changes. You're going to have to change as you look. Keep your perspective, keep your sights, and know what's going on within you. The 6 of Gabriel, we have that 6 again. This is in your will, your passion, and your desire. What are you willing to do to break free and to charge on to make yourself successful? This is what I'm getting. The Empress, you have to grow what you want to be happening. Okay. These are major cards. These 2 cards right here, they're major cards. And this is getting down to the nitty gritty of it. Like I said, it's where you put yourself. You know, farmers get disgusted and they find out or people get into farming and they're like, oh, this is going to be great. I'll be able to make a living. And then they find out how much hard work it is. Or when they have their first crop fail, then they realize, oh, crap. Okay. I'm in trouble financially. Where are you at? This is going to be what you put. What do you want to grow? Where do you want to be? It's time for you to decide where you want to be and how much effort you're going to put into this. And then finally, a 7 of Michael. Okay. Notice we have here direction. What I'm seeing here is a lack of direction. You have to open up and let somebody show you where to go. Okay. You have to come down to what direction you need to take and what direction best suits you. That's going to be it. What I'm really seeing here is a lack of direction, a lack of path, a lack of going where you need to go, a lack of being able to change this environment is going to really cause a thing in your mental state. Okay. So you're going to have to find that direction and then get comfortable with it. As things happen in your life, you'll have to change and move with it. That's going to be one of those things. Okay. So there you go, Starlight. I wish I had something more solid, but you can be, I really feel you can be extremely, extremely successful in this as long as you're willing. What's your term of success? Where does your happiness lie? What does this mean? And what are you willing to give up to get there? What are you willing to go through to get there? That's what it's all about. Bangarang. Michael, you're right. We're not in a race. Okay. But yeah, sometimes it does feel like it. It really does. And you know what? The older you get, you start seeing the other end of that timeline of your life, and you're like, whoo, is this where, if something happened tomorrow, is this where I want to end my life? Was this my life? So you have to make those decisions today. And this is what I'm telling my older people. You get to make a decision. I'm going to use the word mature. Okay. The farther up the timeline of your life's timeline, you get to make these decisions. You're not stuck in whatever you built. Okay. It's funny. I'm going to do a dynamic life perspectives with everything I need to know in life. I can learn from Animal Crossings. Yes, I play. My wife got me into it. She plays. My son plays. Two of my sons play. My daughters play. Okay. My daughter, sorry. Okay. And there are things we can remember as you don't like it, start over. Now, does that mean you might go through living in a tent for a while? Might be. If you don't want to do that, figure out how you're going to start over. But the beautiful part is we have control of our lives. This is why it's important when somebody says, tell me who's coming into my life, that you understand depends on the decisions you make. You know, several people have been in and out of my life on a very personal level. All right. Some good decisions, some bad decisions. All right. But I didn't have to stay there. We don't have to stay there. It's one of those things. So let's see what's happening. Unless you're Hunter Biden. That's funny. Okay, thanks. I'm glad you see that. But it's not easy. And it's tarot with an attitude for a reason, Starlight, because I don't just say, oh, things are going to be great. Because if I tell you things are going to be awesome, then you're not going to change something that might need to be changed, as we saw that needs to happen. You need to be aware and put this back on you. But I do see success as long as you're willing to do what you need to do. So bangarang, make it happen. Stephanie San Agustin, welcome. Glad you're here. Bangarang, hope all is going well. Karina, Grand Rising, glad to see you, my dear. Good morning. And bangarang. So many people coming in on so many different channels. Good to see you, young lady. Hope all is well. Need to figure out, Karina, I want to talk to you because I remember you and I met once, okay? And the way we met was through an establishment, which I will no longer name. And a lot of people that were there are no longer there. Need to figure out where to go, what to do, so we can do some get-togethers and have some people here and meet and see if there's some place where we could do this on a personal and local level. I think that would be fun. But bangarang, Grand Rising, glad to see you. I'm interested to know, I'm picking up a feeling, I'm getting a thing about, I know there was an entity, spirit, whatnot. I'm feeling like that kind of has tapered down. Y'all have gotten control, everything. Let me know how that goes. I'd love to hear how that works out or whatnot. Let's see what's happening. Okay. So, today, if we take the whole day of 7, 6, 13, and 6, 19, 1 and 9, 1, the individual, 9, actually bringing in manifestation, bringing things into whole health, and that's it's just amazing. All right, but we bring those together, we have a 10, and you can look at a 10 in tarot as either things coming to an end or a 1 plus 0, and it's time for some new beginnings. So today, if there's something you're wanting to put together, you're wanting to try, today would be the happiness. Can't explain what you did for my family. I hope that is in a good way, but thank you if that's what you mean. I love, that, I miss talking to them. All right. But I hope maybe everything's just moved on. Everything's good. Y'all went through a lot. You went through a lot. So bless you. And, namaste. Remember, life goes on. Keep moving. Whether you're here or there, life goes on. So those are some many different things. Gabrielle, beautiful morning, Rob. Do any angels have a message for me? There will always be messages if we're just willing to listen. So here's what I'm getting. Let's find out. We are going to go here. I am going to go to the angel cards. I've got several decks around me right now. So I keep feeling like I get distracted to where I need to go. Give me just a second. All right. And Gabrielle, we're going to do that. Gabrielle, guess it would be Gabrielle. All right. We are going to go here, but I think we're going to have a follow-up with another card from an Oracle deck. Let's see what's happening. Gabrielle. Beautiful morning, Rob. Do angels have a message for me? Yes. Let me get this flipped over, move some things around. I'm going to actually take a sip of my coffee so I can come back and focus strictly on Gabrielle, get other things out of my head, and find out what is going on. All right, here we go. Gabrielle, what a wonderful day. Let's see what's going through. All right. All right, Gabrielle, let's take a look at what's going on here. All right, I'm going to bring up your shadow card first, okay? 9 of Raphael, and we're talking about manifesting things and happiness, love, joy. Things are starting to happen. Dreams and wishes do come true. So you can start looking at whatever you're wanting to manifest. Those things can actually happen. Karma is there. So you're going to be dealing with karma. Fight for justice and equality. Make sure what I'm really picking up here is karma is, yes, there we go. Karma is playing a huge part in your life. And what I want you to understand, this is a big part, okay? Your happiness, your joy, you have done. Don't focus on things you've done wrong. Focus on things you've done right, okay? And karma brings those things back to you. There is always hope. There is always the idea of direction and look. This karmic value is going to be huge to you to make sure you're making the right decisions. Happiness is yours. It can be claimed as long as you're doing the things that you know are right by you and by other people, letting that whole thing go and following the direction of your heart, knowing where these things are taking us. The King of Michael, you have to be in control of your mind, your communication with the outside world. This is how you're treating other people. It's one of those things. There are times to cut people off, and there's other times to embrace them and bring them close, whether they're in your thing, in your circle or not. The 9 of Michael's playing a lot here, and this is about mental things or whatnot. What are you willing to let go? What are you willing to put in the hands of the angels and say, let me carry it? All right. They want to bring you love. They want to bring you laughter. They want you to understand and feel it. But some of this, you have to trust them. Get out of your head and listen to what they have to say. Remember, this is all about you. Okay. You can create anything you want to create. All right. The magician was given, you can manifest the life you want. The magician was given on our fool's journey through the tarot. The magician gave our fool, which would be us on our journey, okay? Our first lesson is that we have the tools. I'm going to give you all the tools you need within the 4 elements. The physical world, okay? Raphael, the emotional world, all right? The back of the head, the part that sometimes whatever we're feeding or have been fed, we don't have control of, but this is where our emotions and all lie, okay? That fire, the will, the desire, the passion to change your stars and to move forward, and swords, the air, our conscious mind, what we think, where we put our effort, and how we communicate. It is all within you. One of the things is communicating. I'm really picking up communicating with your spirits, okay, and your guides and angels and God, and making sure that you are hearing these are options. You cannot be constantly blaming anybody else. We can't be looking at what happened. Like I was telling Michael and I were talking about, it's time. I'm going to change. Things are going to be different. I'm going to take a look. You have been given everything. You're worrying about too much, okay? Put it in the hands of God. Put it in the hands of the angels that he has given you, that Mother has given you, to be able to help you along and say, okay. Whenever you're talking with somebody in the outside world And when I say the outside world, out of your immediate little circle, but things that are happening, work, different places like that, or even distant family, sometimes family. Okay. I'm picking up the family thing. Take a moment, don't react, listen, say a momentary prayer. Reach your hands out, do whatever you need to do. Put them in your pockets, put them together. Deep breath, but in that deep breath, give me the right thoughts. Say it. And if you're in a conversation with somebody, you don't have to say it out loud, but say it. Let me digest. You can even tell people, let me digest what you just said or what you're asking me to do. Give me just a second. People will respect you for it. All right. And then make your decisions as you were the king and communicate what you want, what you need, where you want to go in that way. Bangarang. That's what I'm getting. You got angels all around you. All right, Gabrielle. There are angels and spirit guides and things. You are blessed. I feel like a whole flutter. And sometimes what it is we forget they're there and we shut them down. Take a moment. Let's take a moment together, everybody, because we all have these presence around us of white light, of healing, and things like that. Breathe in, breathe the energy from around you, breathe their energy into your body. Breathe the energy from heaven above all the way down into you. Now bring the energy of the earth, of the mother, of Gaia, of God, the feminine. They're the same. And let your body become the conduit. Roll, feel your arms as you bring this energy in and you allow it to move through you. Understand, see their faces, see them smiling as they know you're looking for them. Gabrielle, your angels right now, if you're following along, if you're doing some of this, they're trying to give you some ideas. They're just letting you know. I'm going to ask that your angels right now reach out to you, wrap their arms around. There's a very feminine presence here that may not be an angel, somebody from your past. So, mode it, be, feel their presence, know their knowledge, and desire to be alone with them for a while and talk with them. Wow. Make it happen, Captain. Bangarang. That's what I'm talking about. Stephanie, any messages for me, please? Going through a lot. You know what? There is a lot. And here's what I want people to realize. This year, I said, was going to be a traumatic year, but it's going to be a great breakthrough year. But I also warned people at the beginning, don't drag a bunch of crap from last year with you. So what are we dragging along? Going through a lot. Things are happening. What I feel, Stephanie, I'm getting this whole, your brain is just in a knot. Some things are happening with people around you, some different things. Things are going on, and you're trying to come at this thing from a whole point of strictly logic. You want to believe, you want to feel, but this part's taking over. Let's find out. Let's see where we're going. Okay. Here, yeah, maybe this is where this was going because I read this message before I spoke with Gabrielle. All right. We're going to do this. I'm going to bring one of the cards while I was moving over here, just came over here. So I'm going to bring this over here. We're not going to ignore this card that popped out, okay, because it ran right towards me. All right. It's one of those things that the card just came. So a lot of times they fly away, okay, or off here. That landed right here. It basically in my lap. Okay. So there's something in that card we want to see. So we're going to take a look at that too. And we're going to talk about Stephanie. She's going through a lot. Very quickly, what do we need to know? And remember, you can book a session. Doesn't have to do with tarot. I can work with you on a very good transformational coaching, understanding, direction, finding out who you are, where you want to be. Okay? Book session. Now, I have another website, Dynamic Life Perspectives. All right? Go take a look at that one. That'll tell you more about me and the other things that I do. All right? Just remember the phone numbers are wrong. Things... We're trying to get that site fixed, okay? But if you want to book a session right away, go to Tarot with an Attitude. It'll be the same thing, okay? Or whatnot. Also, I believe down below. If not, I'll say it. I do not for tarot consultation. I don't do a free 15 minutes, okay? But if you're wanting to talk to me and see if we're a good fit for some good transformational coaching, 321-506-4224. You can get hold of me directly right there. Okay. Just give me a buzz. We'll talk and let's see if it's a fit, if it's something you want to do or not. Let's see what's happening. All right, Stephanie, here we go. So the first card, the one that came up, ironically, we're back to the 15. What have you changed yourself to? Growth. This is about you being willing. There are things that are going on in your life, what I'm really picking up right now, that are happening for a purpose to make you move and grow and to see some things from a whole different light. This 15, it's time to release. It's time to unchain yourself. Find your wings and you can fly. This is a bangering card from this deck, the Whispers of Healing deck. Now, here's the other thing we have. There are things in your life, modify. Things are happening. I see growth, I see change, but I'm seeing modifications. There are modifications that are needed in your life. Where does that fit in? How is that working? Accept the change is what I'm getting, okay? Understand there's going to be some things that are going to be modified in your life. Nothing stays the same. And if you help modify them in the direction you want them to go, all right, that's going to be huge. What I'm looking at here in the numbers is 6 and 2 is 8 movement. There's something here. I think you're what I'm really picking up on here, Stephanie, is a movement that you don't want to make, but it's going to happen. It needs to happen, and you will grow and become, and your life will change for it. Okay? Sometimes we don't see things happening for the better until after we go through it. You know, let's see what's going on. That's what I'm getting. Hi, my beautiful daughter, Gabrielle. Love you. Gabrielle, glad you are here. And wow, thank you so much. That makes my heart good. That makes my heart feel good. So, you know, Stephanie, bang around. Breathe. Remember, things happen. How can you go through this? What was today about? Changing perspective. A lot of y'all that are coming in missed the whole first part. Go back and look at the beginning of the show because it's going to talk directly to some of the things we are talking about. Okay? And it's your perspective. And maybe it's time we do a little perspective shift. All right, and see what's going on. Proud Texas lady, glad to see you back. Good morning, Bangarang. Hope you're well. Glad to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tanika, good morning, Rob. Any messages waiting for me today? I'm feeling very blessed to have met so many new friends here lately. Love and hugs to you. Absolutely love and hugs. Miss you, girl. Hope everything's going well. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, helps if I put these things in the right deck. Okay. I am being pulled right here, Tanika, to the Lights Here's deck. Tanika, I'm going to take my coffee just so folks, there's nothing magical in my coffee. It's coffee other than my son actually is starting his own coffee company where you can buy from him, and he's getting a website up. It's called Longhouse Brand. That's my youngest who was in the military, and he's making his own coffee. And this is, I don't know if this was Guatemalan or what other brand, but most of the times or what other thing, but he doesn't add anything to it. He keeps the bean as it comes to him in the natural state. So as that comes out, I'll give you some more information and y'all can reach out to him and try something, you know, and try it. But I use the coffee to bring me here. I think about how it tastes. I think about what it do. It helps me separate from other comments that I see popping in and out on the screen. Not that they're bad, but right now, Tanika needs my attention. All right, let's say. All right, Tanika, here we go. We're going to bring this up. Let's find out how we do this. What's going on? Messages for Tanika. And here's where we're going to start with. Okay. Wow. The very card we started out this morning talking about. Let's see what's happening. I'm really getting urged to pull your shadow card here. All right. So we're going to start here. When the devil card comes up, it's talking about something may be a little luring you off path. I want you to be very careful. Somebody may be making and getting you distracted, and we can be doing this either a thing, a person, or whatnot. When this card, the Two of Pentacles, it talks about juggling. We stop juggling different things. We stop when this is upside down and we start getting focused on one things, and other things tend to fall off. You need to remember in this to make sure that you are staying focused and you're not getting drugged in to some other things that will pull you off track. That's what I'm getting. We're going to come here now. All right. The King of Swords. I do believe that this is there. Is there a guy involved here? Some different things or whatnot? I just want you to be careful. That's all I'm seeing. That's all I'm getting. Use your intuition. You and I have had this talk before. It is about you knowing what's right, what's good, and following your gut and feeling what's happening. Eight of Swords. Be careful. The Eight of Swords upside down, I see is good looking and being clear. What I want you to see is when you look at the card this way, okay, we see worry, we see we're getting all tied up. But what I do see is you have the ability to look up. See how it changes? The reflection changes. I do see in this, you have the ability to move forward logically, emotionally, and things like that. So you're going to have to communicate. The eights are about movement and mastery, and this is mastering your mind. And I think you got it. I think you got it. And what I'm seeing here, the 10 of Wands, putting down a burden, all right, and releasing that burden and making sure you're not carrying crap around with you. Are you blocking something being able to move forward because you haven't released it? Is that what's going on? The 10 of Wands, it's time for something new. And maybe that's the warning here, not just a warning, but the message is go ahead and try something new, but keep your brain about you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Six of Cups. It's time you can remember life is about you. All right. Take the lessons you've learned from childhood and now let your inner child teach your adult what you need to know. Okay. I'd love to talk to you some more, Tanika. There's a lot there, sweetie. Okay. So let me know what's going on. Glad to hear from you. You know how to reach out to me, tarotwithanattitude.com. Just send me a message. Nothing else. Just tell me how you're doing. I'd love to hear from you. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. And in this touches my heart. Love you too, Mom. Glad. Thanks. You're welcome. Yagana, hey, just subbed. May I ask, what are Jay's general thoughts about me? No, you can't. And here's why. Don't get mad. I'm Tarot with an Attitude. I'm sarcastic. Okay. I don't read people third party. Okay. It's intrusive and it's not right. And you're actually trying to cheat on the relationship by getting into his head. Let him do it. You need to explore it. Now, here, I wouldn't do a reading for you, though. Here's what we're going to do. What does Yagana need to know about a relationship with Jay? All right, let's go there, okay? Because this is about what you need to know, what you need to do, and what you need to be ready for. Okay, so Yagana, I hope I'm saying that right, and if I'm not, forgive me. It's not being sarcastic. I hate screwing up people's names. Okay, Yagana is here wanting to know what she needs to know, what she wants to know about Jay's thoughts. I want to give her what she needs to know about being in a relationship with Jay. So let's do that. Let's ask, let's find out, let's move forward, and we will go from there. Change. This is a different change for you. Something's changing. Things are happening. And you need to realize this card was reversed. It will be there's some personal changes that you're either going through or need to be understood. What's your gut tell you? Follow your intuition. Is there a right or a wrong that you know to be black or white? And if not, what does your heart tell you? Where do you go? You need to use your intuition and listen. Don't use your own experience to find out where you need to go with this relationship. Don't let other people tell you what's good for you. You need to deal with this. The Page of Feathers, all right, upside down. Don't act like a child and make this into something it's not, okay? don't want it to be so bad you forget to see the stars, you forget to see the flags, you forget to see what's happening and whether this is a good relationship or not. I'm all of a sudden it just got hit me. Is he dealing with somebody else? Okay. If he has to undo a relationship to be with you, something's wrong. And that's being that childish self up in your head. Well, it'll all be okay when we're together. I don't know if that's right or wrong. This is what I got once I pulled this card. You know, 6 of crystals. What I see here in this, looking across the board, the 6 of crystals. Remember your childhood. Okay. Are there children involved in this? And how are they affected? How is this decision going to be? Is this somebody that you want to raise children with? You know, ask that question. Where do you think this is going to be? Are you going to be dealing with somebody else's children or whatnot? And how are they going to view you? It's very important to be grounded and to understand. Don't come between somebody's family or don't allow something else to happen. Be in control, know whatever, because if you have children, you're also teaching them how to live and what's okay and what's not okay. All right. I don't see any heartbreak here. The 3 of feathers generally means heartbreak or whatnot. I don't see any heartbreak. I just see be careful in the mind. This is one of those things. Don't overanalyze. Be pure. What I'm getting here the most, Yagana, is for you to tell yourself the truth and be truthful about all things regarding this relationship with Jay. Listen to this high priestess stands proud. This is huge for you. This is the major card. Look, listen, use your intuition as you move forward in this relationship. Other things are going to stand tall and alert and relate themselves to you. Don't get turned upside down, particularly in a physical place or in a mental place, all right, where you can't see the forest for the trees, okay? Be alert. Know what's going on. Stand for who you are to avoid the heartache, okay? That's what I see. I don't see any heartache. I don't see it as long as you take the advice of what you were just given. Bangarang, thank you for being a part of the tribe. The tribe, we are the Barefoot Bangarang tribe. We believe getting barefoot, getting grounded. I don't do things a lot of other tarot readers would do because I believe in we can shape and form our own future. We have control. These are things that we can do. We can give you guidance. We can find out what's happening. A lot of times, Mr. Bruce would say, a lot of times Rob tells you shit your dad should have taught you. Okay, that's one of those things. But I allow the cards to talk to me, and the cards don't talk to me. I allow spirit to talk to me, okay, and tell me what's going on and where to go. So that's what we've got. Hi, can you give me some hints about my future husband if drawn? Thank you. You know, Nell, I don't know. Is this somebody you've already met? Are you looking for a husband or whatnot, Nell? Because this is one of those things, again, like I just explained to Yegana, I don't read people. And you could be bringing, if you go back and look, go off of everything I just said. What this could be today doesn't mean that's where you're going to be tomorrow or 3 days from now due to choices of what you need. You're looking for a cheat in life. Live your life. Find it. Know what's going on. What does Nell need to know about a future husband? What does she need to know about the relationship with her future husband? This is what I got to see. Let's take a look. We'll go there, and I'm going to take a look. All right. Options. You're going to have options. This person is going to be and rules. So the 7 of crystals. I want you to understand this is about being grounded, things like that. I do see a form of control here. This person is going to be about analyzing, taking a look, overstanding. This person, and in this relationship, watch, look, listen, smell, use all your senses. Okay, that this person is going to be very analytical. The 10 of acorns, responsibility, dedication. All right. So be careful about this person that you're asking to be in because he is going to hold you accountable from what I see. Okay. For your actions, your thoughts, your things. And he holds other people responsible. Does he hold himself responsible? I see this as it. So the other thing I'm picking up here, wow, is be careful. all right, about this husband that you're going to do, you're going to be responsible if you bring him into your life and you say yes, to have known and watched and looked at your decisions. Did you assess? Did you take time? Don't rush. Don't take a look. You know, the 7 of feathers. Don't self-sabotage yourself. Don't self-sabotage yourself in the mind. This is a question for the heart. This is a question for, it's not all about logic and choosing. Logically, this person would be great for me. I know a lot of people that I have worked with where either side of the couple has made a decision to be with somebody because they thought it would be financially better. They thought things would, and they are financially better, but they're miserable. And they're choosing to stay with these people because they're miserable, male and female. Okay. And because of the money, that's how your life's going to be. So you need to be careful about the reasons you need 5 of shells. Avoid any conflict. Stop looking at this. Make sure this goes right into what I was talking about. Make sure you love them. Make sure they are yours. Make sure that heart light is there, not just this logical thing to do with this husband. And the page of shells, because if you're not careful, you will act like a child and be, this is good, this is it, my Prince Charming, you're making everything out of it, and you missed the big picture. Here's what I want you to understand. Most importantly, the King of Crystals. This next husband, you better be careful, going to take control of your life. Are you ready for that? That's what I see. Let me know what's going on. Okay? All right? You are going to give up control. So for some people, that's okay. That's your decision. That's where you are. Let me know what happens. Bangarang. Glad you are here. Tammy, Rob, one of the things that I've changed in my life is not to say good morning anymore. Because of the meaning of morning, we are not in mourning. Okay. Spelled 2 different ways, but I got it. I'm now saying good day, my new perspective. Like, my brain just went south. Karina says, okay, grand rising. Great, awesome day. Great morning. Welcome. And understand that words are power. Mourning in being sorrow and sad is mourning. Okay. And mourning is here. It's the language barrier. So again, it's where you set your intent. But if that means that to you, more power to you. Do it your way. Okay. But grand rising is another great way to put it. Wow. Way to wake up. Way to start the day. I think that's good. And if that helped you change your perspective about the day, all right, let's see what's going on. Now say good day. And you know what I like about that? You're declaring it's a good day. You know, we're not saying I hope you have a good day. You're saying good day. It is good to be with you in this day. Tammy, I love it. You're awesome. Thank you. Makes sense. Thank you. Glad. Yes. All right. How to recognize intuition from emotions. Thanks for the guidance. You know what? Thank you for saying that, Yagana, because I think what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to do a show on recognizing intuition from emotions, because they are different things, because our emotions will make us react in different ways through ways we've been programmed. I will, oh my God, it makes me feel nervous about him. You know what? If you're not nervous about marrying somebody, there's a problem. It's a life-changing decision. You know, let's see what's going on. Kiki, you know what's funny? When you came in and you come in and choose to scab and be a troll, the first person you picked was my daughter. She's not calling you, and nobody else is in here because you've declared you don't have good karma. You cannot detect that and see what's going on. I offer this to all my trolls that come in because they don't want to do the work. All right. Yes, that's you. I'm talking to you. You don't want to do the work. Okay. And put yourself out there. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Call me, interview with me. And if I feel you've got something, I'll bring you on the show and we'll do an interview with you. I'll let you see it. But you came in under the door, and that is just tacky, and you've declared yourself to everybody. I love you. I hope things go well, for you. But let me give you some advice. This is not what you need to do to get business, because now you're showing everybody in here you're only about money. You're only about doing things for you. You have no respect for other people. Therefore, you will not respect the people that you're asking them to I am you. So keep that in mind. Come back, talk to me. It's right there how to get hold of me and how to find out. So we're just going to do this and see what happens. So, Yagana, great. We'll look forward to the show. Absolutely. Folks, a lot going on today. Everything's happening. I appreciate what everybody's doing. It is a beautiful day. Go back and look at the beginning of the show. Tammy, I love you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I got your picture. I'm going to do it. I'm actually looking at it because I don't believe that picture to be real either, but I've got to find out. If you can text me where you got that picture from, I would love to take a look at it, okay? And go to where that picture emanated from, and we'll take a look because I'm with you. I don't believe that's there. I believe it was generated. So let's take a look, unless it's coming from a telescope or something, but we'll see. It didn't look like it. It looked like an overlay. So I'm with you, I'm with you, and I will. I'm going to be chatting with Bruce about it over the weekend. Folks, remember, here's what's important. Take what you want. Leave what you don't. It's okay. But leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Bangarang!